Hello everyone and welcome to my Minecraft SMP. Today we're at my base right now, but we're going to take a flight over to what I've been building underneath the iron farm, which is a creeper killing machine, where we basically have a giant creeper farm underground, which brings them up to a little bridge looking like thing, and we drop them off into a little spot and then drop anvils on their heads. So, because what better thing can you do in Minecraft than kill creepers with anvils? So here's the bottom of it. All of this right here is just a transfer area where it takes the gunpowder and then shoots it over here into the water streams and then up the bubble elevator all the way to the top to the storage collection area. So over here underneath this area here is the creeper farm itself, and then this area up here is where the creepers come down. Come down through here, down this little drop shaft, into this little hole here, and then we drop anvils on their heads. Because I'm tired of getting blown up by creepers, so I'm a little salty all the times they get blown up, so now I tried this in testing. Of course I hit it the first shot. So this is how you start it. And of course it automatically starts itself once it's on. So we run an anvil over, drop it on their head, and then return the anvil back. So there's a couple of interesting features with this. Of course I didn't make that. So this here, there's an extra stack of anvils here to be used. This little observer here, once the system starts, this little anvil will send a signal over there, and it will also send a signal over here, which will start counting up slowly. And if an anvil is not returned to that spot, so basically if one breaks, arrow will get shot up there, the signal will come over, and it'll drop a fresh anvil down in. So you have a little backup there. Usually you don't need it. The anvils will last. Every once in a while you'll get some lag and then you'll crack an anvil. But for the most part it's pretty good. And then there's a system right here where here's the little string that'll count. I think I have it on 12 right now, so it'll count up with this little there's a dropper here that'll shoot the item over into a hopper that's over here. So it'll count 12, and then once it counts 12, it'll run this signal back down this line, and then that'll start the system. So we'll take a look at what this looks like. And in order to do that, I'll have to jump on my camera account, because I'll have to AFK up here. So I'll be right back. Alright, here we are on the camera account, and you can see me in here AFKing. So I forgot to mention, in order to turn the farm on itself and to run the rail system that'll bring the creepers up, you have to flip this lever here. We actually have lights all the way down in the farm here, uh, which don't 100% protect against spawns if you're down there working, but it will prevent most of the spawns. So this is the spawn pad. We are using the cat method with the trapdoors. It's very important when you have a system like this. Just run the trapdoors all the way up and down the other side. I kept putting spaces in between, and then of course the creepers would jump off and land on the trapdoors and die. So I think there was like 18. 17 or 18 spawn pads here. You see that's on the very bottom pad right there. So we get spawns all the way up. So this was the tricky part here, is to figure out how we were going to get them through the system here. And I ended up going with this rail system here because taking them down water streams, and even trying to use cats to scare them along the water streams was just so slow that they would despawn. Because if the player is not within 32 blocks, I think it is, each entity, each mob, hostile mob, after 30 seconds has a 2.5% chance to despawn. So you have to move that mob to where you need to get it within 30 seconds, basically. Otherwise, it has a 2.5% chance of despawning. So what you can do, I found, is that you can put that mob in a minecart, and it'll sit in that minecart forever with no, or at least a creeper anyway. You can put this creeper in a minecart right now, and it'll sit there forever until you unload that chunk. So that is a nice handy little feature. So for the most part, of course, I think one just disappeared right there. You'll still get one every once in a while, depending on how long they ran around on the platform up here, because obviously if they run around on the platform here for a little bit and can't get off, or can't decide how they want to jump off, then you're going to lose. Then you're going to lose one. So what we do on both sides here, we run them down this track, and then we go all the way up this bubble elevator. And it's broke already. So this is something I got to figure out, because I can't use a solid block there. Because if I use a solid block, then it'll injure the creeper. So then when he does fall down over here, he'll die by fall damage instead of by the anvil. And of course, we want him to die by anvil. Sometimes they'll die anyway, just by the fall damage. But it's more fun to drop an anvil on their head. So now you'll see here as we go, they'll pass that little string and click it up. Back up a little bit here. I think it's either 10 or 12 have to drop through. And for some reason it's being a little slow right now. Of course. So the rates on this for an hour was almost just under 1,000 an hour. So you see the anvil goes down there, across, up and back over. So usually what happens is they're just backed right up here. But of course, when you're recording, see they're coming. It also depends on what side they decide to jump off the pad on. You know, uh, you'll get in stretches where you'll get them all on the left side, or you'll get them all on the right side, and that's just what side they end up spawning on the pad on, really. You know, so you drop down this string here, and then that'll count up right here. So let's watch it from here. You can see there where Gunpowder just got shot over. That whole system down there with the acacia tree, trapdoors and stairs and logs and everything. That's the little return system for the Gunpowder. So here you go. Squash. And it just falls through the floor. Just falls through the floor right here, and then goes over between this hole. And that's about it for this. You see, we haven't used any anvils, but it's only been running for a minute. So here goes another one. You should you know, every 30 seconds or so an anvil should go. You can't go. I've already had to expand this one out, and I'll show you exactly what this is in a creative world quick, I guess. It's just a line of hoppers that goes around, and the the hopper is locked. And then when that anvil falls down, it unlocks, and then it'll rotate around to where this hopper right here is locked. So all the items will go into that hopper, and if that comparator gets to 4 lines of strength, then it'll shoot an arrow up to here, over to there, and you'll get an anvil fall down. Oh, now she's cooking along. So you'll even get them stacked up on top of each other like this, but he'll sort himself out there. I'll see he's taking damage because he went in that solid block there, so he's probably going to die from fall damage when he falls down. Based on what I'm seeing there, I'm thinking that I should actually be able to put another glass block down another one. That should help them pop out a little bit better there, so they don't get stacked up on top of each other. There was one time here when there was a whole line of them all the way down. So I have to come in here, so you know they won't despawn. So I have to come in here and try to take care of them, you know. And of course, one blew up on me right here. So in making this whole thing, you know, I don't know how many times a creeper blew up on me, but it was enough. It was enough to want me to drop more anvils on their heads. So, and this will work at night too as we shift to night. I mean, you know, a lot of times you wanna build something like this in the ocean, and then just go underneath in a deep ocean. You'll want to go underneath then, and if there is any caves, light up any caves. But you can see I have all of this around here all torched out, and all the caves underneath are all torched out. And Not to mention, this is just a really nice AFK spot because the iron farm here will also run. And I have so much iron right now on the amount of time that I've spent putting this all together. It's been an absolutely ridiculous amount of time testing this. You see here you go with the iron farm. And this, all of these work now for whatever reason. You'll get, of course, when I say that now, that one doesn't, right? So when I've been sitting here watching this, you'll get an iron golem in absolutely every single one. So if you want to see how this works, you know, a few episodes back in this series, you'll find a video on this. So that'll work. The squid farm down there will work. The sugarcane farm, if I had it hooked up, will work. And then, of course, the carrot farm slash honey bottle slash honeycomb farm will work as well. So that was why I wanted to build it here. Plus, I had this big giant hole here on this side. If you go back in other videos, you'll see this big giant area here where there was absolutely nothing. So that time we got 8. We got 8 iron golems that time. So this is a multi-purpose. You know, if we had the sugarcane farm hooked up, it would run. But we don't really need any more sugarcane. So there you have it there. If you have any questions or anything, or you want to see more about how this works exactly, more of the timings, you know, from this one here, everything's running from that observer right there, and then everything's timed out from the left to the right. There's redstone that runs underground there that controls that. And you can see the gunpowder get shuffled over now. I had to put some protections there because it's not a, I've been doing some crazy stuff there with some pistons and stuff, and sometimes they misfire, so you have to put some hoppers around there to catch any that overflows. But it's not really here to be the most efficient farm. It's just here to watch creepers get anvils dropped on their heads. But if you do want to make an efficient creeper farm, I mean, this is what you need to do here. You know, dig out a nice big hole. You should actually have, as we have a skeleton down there too, you should actually have more room here on the edges. But this is what you do, just build these platforms up. You got to have the carpets here so the spiders don't spawn. Have the trapdoors there because if you have the trapdoor there, the only thing that can spawn is a creeper besides a bat. And like I said, spiders could spawn too, but that's why you put the carpets here. Then you got to have a way for them to run off. I've seen farms like this that use water, where they put a dispenser in the middle and it dispenses water and it flushes the creepers off. But in that case, you would get the spiders as well. So I took the time to go all the way around this farm with these lamps, with the redstone all the way up and down. Oh, you see we got a couple mobs over there underground. But see, every once in a while you'll get an empty minecart, but not very often. And I forgot to cover this up. This is the minecart return. Oh, there we go. So I do have to fix this. See, we're just stacking them up now. So I was wondering why we weren't getting on any creepers all of a sudden, but there you go. That explains it. So we'll take a look at that, and I'll be right back. Alright, well, I took care of that, so what I did there was I just put a glass pane directly over the, or not a glass pane, a glass block right over the top of that. Because the glass block being transparent, it won't suffocate the creeper. So now he'll come up here and hit that and shuffle right off, and they shouldn't get stacked up anymore. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit like, subscribe, share. Uh, you know, let me know what else you want to see down in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.